Today we're fixing our scary game based on all the comments in the last video, and then we're gonna try to do something I've never really done before. So if you're new here, I've been working on 2 dream games. Mine is of course the motorcycle stunting game, and this one is not my dream, but my girlfriend's. She's a really talented writer and she's always wanted to be a part of game development, so here is our time to shine. To start everything off, I have a sticky note with everything that needs fixed or reworked from the comments of the last video. Now guys, your comments help me out so much because I've never built a scary game or really anything in this style, so I often overlook very obvious things. The cracked glass in the containment room was very lazy and just not good. You guys think it should be broken with some glass on the floor, and I think that's a great idea, so let's start there, hop into Blender, and model something up real quick. I wasn't sure at first what method I wanted to use to achieve the look I was going for, but since all the glass that's not broken wouldn't be in the player's vision, I just made a few sharp pieces out of cubes, and I think it'll work great for the hole and also the glass on the floor. Man, this looks way better than it did. Next up, most people thought the cylinders on top of the small containers were a bit too thick, and I totally agree after looking back at these. While we're here, having all the containers the same color doesn't really seem too great. I think green would be way better. It would give sort of a vibe that the small containers are working, and a bigger emphasis that the broken container is indeed broken and you should be scared of it. I also thought it'd be cool to add a point light and some particles in the green ones just to make the area come a bit more to life. Now, this next thing is 100% my bad. At the start of the game, I wanted to make lights very quickly, and I didn't really use any effort at all, but that's not fair to my girlfriend or you guys. So let's hop back into Blender and model something new, something a lot nicer. I went on Google to find a reference that I thought would fit the tunnel vibe, and this is where I landed. Believe it or not, scary tunnel light doesn't really bring too many results, nor refs, and yeah, this one seems decent, super easy to model. All we gotta do is grab a cube and extrude. Dang, Eminem been real quiet since I dropped that bar. Sheesh, the difference is night and day. Alright guys, light puns are not exactly my strong suit. Now heading back to the containment room, I guess the wires are also a bit thick, and it throws off the whole vibe. So let's redo those. I think hopping into Blender with the vertices, skin modifier, and a subdivision surface will do the trick, as well as using some of the old wires from the electrical room and recoloring them. Also, I'm recording this after the fact, and I definitely should have used curves instead of the skin modifier. We would have gotten a lot smoother of a wire, and I'm not sure why I picked the skin modifier method, but you win some and you lose some. Not too bad if I do say so myself. Overall, the containment room looks so much better than it did before. However, I'm sure it's not the last time we change stuff in here. The last thing to do on the list is make the stamina bar last longer. Luckily, Robo made this super simple to adjust. All the stuff regarding stamina is right here. I don't even have to go into the script. We just have these values and I just play with the numbers till one feels right. Having a quick play, the stamina feels way better. However, I did forget to anchor the new lights and probably the rest of the stuff we put into the map today. Now, for the moment I have been worried about since I started this series, the monster. I think I'm gonna have to learn how to sculpt to make this thing look awesome, but I definitely don't expect it to look too great for my first time. So if you guys could leave some tips and tricks in the comments, oh man, I would appreciate it. Anyway, let's start out with a subdivided cube and try to get the shape we're happy with. I did draw sort of a blob of a monster in Photoshop to use as a reference, just to keep my mind in the right spot. Now that we have this monster, I guess, blocked out, we can start trying to add some details. I was thinking spikes on its back, maybe some horns, maybe some rib bones, maybe some bumps all over its body, I don't know, just some details. Now, I've not played a lot with sculpting, and I'm still very confused by the whole process, but as with everything else, practice makes perfect, and let's just say I'm gonna need a lot of practice. I've been here for about an hour, and I realize I don't remember any of these brushes. I don't even know what they do, or how to use them. I feel like I would have had a 100% better looking monster with just my knowledge of 3D modeling alone, not even touching the sculpting tab. But I'm sure if I watch a few sculpting videos and take a day to really learn what each brush does and how to use them the next time, it'll be a million times better, guys. I gotta admit, I am pretty disappointed I wasn't able to make a cool monster for the game today. But I'm happy I at least tried to mess around with it a bit, and I'll for sure be returning to this in my free time. But I guess for today, we're not gonna have a cool monster because this piece of rotten Play-Doh blob thing is definitely not going into the game. And I just thought of something else. Even after the sculpt is done, there's a whole nother set of things I'll need to learn. Like, I couldn't even think about taking this sculpt into Roblox until I learned, let's see, optimizing, getting topology right. After that's all good, we have to learn a whole new program called Substance Painter, which will then texture the monster and make it look awesome. And then we get to take it back into Blender, learn how to do rigging and animating. Guys, the list goes on and on and on. Now, I definitely won't be able to learn all of this stuff as of right now. It is 4 a.m., but I am excited to get one step closer to being a full stack game developer. I definitely have a super long way to go, but my friend Threesto has really inspired me to just keep going and keep getting better at literally everything. I'm so proud of that dude. Anyways, the things we changed or added in today's video might seem small individually, but together it makes a massive difference in how the game looks and feels. I find myself often trying to get things done super fast and thinking to myself, 3 blocks for a light would be just as good as a mesh, but man, I'd be wrong. So make sure you take your time, and I need to make sure I take my own advice. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for today. I hope you guys did enjoy, and as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.